Hey everybody, welcome to Wooow Bakery. Here we are again, best baking channel on YouTube. We're showing you how to make chocolate mousse. And I'm getting started already, guys. I have already started melting my chocolate in the microwave. I think that was a video that we did last week that I showed you how to melt chocolate. I'll link to that so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I think it was how to make chocolate fudge icing,
yes,
or brownies or something like that.
I think it was something like that. You definitely did. I remember that.
Yeah. I'll link to that, guys, because there is a little bit of a trick to melting chocolate in the microwave. That way that you don't burn your chocolate. But that's what I'm doing right here. And actually, I'm not quite there, so I can explain to you what I'm doing. It's pretty much about 15 seconds at a time in the microwave with a good stir in between. Now, for those of you who have been with me from the start, a couple years ago, we did chocolate mousse already, yes. We are refilming videos. I have listened to a lot of the problems that you guys have had with this recipe, and so some of you already caught it on the blog at woodlandbakeryblog.com, which is where you'll find all the ingredients lists. Some people already caught it and they were like, this is different, you changed it. Yes, I did, because I listened to where you guys had some trouble. I've modified the recipe a little bit so it's not going to be so difficult, and I think you'll have a better time with this one. So basically, chocolate mousse. We've got some melted chocolate. Alright, that's good and nice and melted. This recipe also has some hot water that I'm going to add to this chocolate.
Does it start smelling better the longer you keep it in that microwave? Because I can. It does. Okay.
Yes. Doesn't the whole bakery start smelling better the longer we're here and start preparing things, right?
Yes, it actually does.
All right, so there's my melted chocolate. I've transferred it to a mixing bowl, which is what you're going to have to do. Over here is my hot water, guys. And if anybody knows, water and chocolate are enemies, but in the right ratio, they are wonderful friends.
And they'll find that ratio on the blog?
That's right. So, you see how I poured the water into the chocolate? I'm whisking it quite vigorously. Alright, and there you have sort of like, I don't know what you call that. To this I'm going to add some rum. Now, the rum is optional, guys. If you don't like cooking with alcohol in your food, leave it out. Don't worry about it. Just leave it out. Alright, so there's that.
Oh wow, you can smell that.
Right, isn't that good? I like leaving the rum in there, and I'm kind of sure that you do too, from what I'm learning.
I don't think you put enough in.
Alright, over here on our KitchenAid mixer with the whip attachment, I've got some egg whites. Alright, and we're going to make a meringue here. This is a cold preparation meringue. This thing gets pretty loud. And I have some sugar, and that's cream of tartar, guys. A lot of you noticed that this is a new addition to this new revised recipe compared to the last one. I did not have cream of tartar. The reason why I added it in there this time was because I want to ensure that you guys don't over-whip your meringue. Cream of tartar will help you prevent that. Alright, so the egg whites are whipping up in the bowl. I'm going to start to add it very slowly. Can you see how they started to come up? Alright, you see how it's getting really nice and soft peak. You can add in your sugar and cream of tartar. This is one of the key parts to making this chocolate mousse. A lot of you have made this before, and it was like you're saying it was too runny, that your chocolate mousse didn't set up. You possibly didn't whip your meringue stiff enough, or some of you whipped it too much. So there is a fine line between over whipping and under whipping, and I'm hoping that I'm showing you that exact point right here. Alright, this is the meringue. See that? It's actually like very stiff peaked. See how that stands up when I mean, look at that, right? Now the cream of tartar really did help me there. So that's why I did add it in for you guys, so that you do get a perfect meringue every time. Now what I have to do is whip my heavy cream, which I have in here. So we're making whipped cream now with no addition of sugar because the sugar is already in the recipe. And I'm just going to whip that up, let it go.
Now, do they have to use the KitchenAid, or they can...
No, for this, they don't have to. This is a recipe where you'll be okay if you use the hand beater. It'll just take you a little bit longer to get your meringue. The KitchenAid is just wonderful. It's so fast, and it's just great. And if you notice the balloon whisk on the KitchenAid versus those old-fashioned like hand beaters, right, that our moms had, that's the difference in the way they created this. The balloon whisk really does incorporate air, whereas those little beaters are just kind of like, you know what I mean? They just kind of go around.
And they start getting hot and smelly.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that.
The KitchenAid mixer, great investment, guys, if you're serious about baking. I feel like I'm talking so loud with this new camera because that thing, it picks up so much sound, right?
And you're tan.
And I'm tan. I am. I'm getting ready for spring here in Jersey. I got my spray tan on and my Jersey hair going.
That's a spray tan? I would have never guessed.
Really? Oh, come on. Are you making fun of me?
I mean, besides underneath your hands or something.
Come on. No looking. I can't go real tanning because I have a tendency to have skin cancer. So, like, I was baking in the sun since I was 14 years old, and now that I'm 24, I gotta be careful.
Plus
what? 24 plus 20,
3?
right? All right, so over here I'm whipping up my heavy cream.
That was there for a while.
Yeah, the heavy cream takes a little bit longer. All right, and I'm going to show you the peak on this one. I mean, that's pretty firm peak too. If I went any more than that, guys, sometimes you'll break it and you'll start to make butter. So you want to be careful.
Look at it.
Do it again.
Yeah, I don't think I got it very well there. There you go.
See, that's like stiff. That's like medium to firm peaks. All right, so we've got all of our stuff ready. We have already put in the bowl the melted chocolate with the hot water and the rum. Now we've made our meringue over here, and what I want to do is just put a little portion of that in, and you're going to whisk that in. You don't have to be too gentle. The idea is to just kind of lighten up this mixture. All right, and then you're going to add pretty much like half more. I do all my folding, guys, with the whisk when I make chocolate mousse. Some people might like to switch to a, like use the spatula. It's your option, but I like to use the whisk. And as you see, I'm kind of going down and up. All right.
Starting to look good, huh?
Oh man, you smell it?
I do.
All right, now this is the rest of the egg whites and meringue. The idea to the chocolate mousse is that this is such a light, airy dessert. Wow, this makes a lot.
I was about to just ask you, how many cups is that going to make?
Well, let's see when we're done.
Okay.
Now I'm taking my whipped cream, and I'm going to do the same thing by putting a little bit in at a time.
I was hoping all this wasn't going to make one little cup.
Yeah, no. And, here's the thing, guys. At the bakery, I probably make about 50 pounds of chocolate mousse at a time. So when I scale these recipes down for home use, I kind of just wing it, to be honest with you. And this is actually making quite a lot. You may want to put this recipe in half when you do make it at home, because I'm not so sure that you guys will need this much chocolate mousse. But then again, once you taste it, you might want to double it.
Now, half of what you're putting on the blog?
Yes, exactly. When I put the recipes on the blog, guys, I will tell you how much it yields. And when I say yields, that means how much the recipe makes. All right, wow, look at this. This is nice.
That looks good.
Sometimes I surprise myself, right? Before we start filming, I'm like, oh God, please, I hope that it works, right? Because I'm scaling these recipes down from such a large quantity. So there you have chocolate mousse.
Wow.
All right, now a lot of you guys, like I said, with the other recipe, you have said that, it was runny and it just, even when you put it inside your cakes, like you weren't able to pipe it like I did here. I mean, I put this in a pastry bag and I piped this into a glass just to serve as a dessert like this. So you can see my chocolate mousse is very firm. So hopefully, you won't have that much trouble. If you follow exactly how I showed you here, get your meringue to a real stiff peak, get your whipped cream to almost stiff peaks, and then just do what I did. All right? And get your recipes on woodlandbakeryblog.com. Share it with us on Facebook, and we'll catch you later.